look like the rain. So no one had to ask about my pain. I walk through the city with my head up high, and let the weather be my alibi. Nobody stops to ask a woman why she's wet and red-eyed underneath the sky. Crying pretty in the rain, where the whole world looks the same. Crying pretty in the rain, no one knows my name. Or the story of the girl behind the eyes who has perfected all her pretty cries. Crying pretty in the rain and calling it okay. I've got the mascara that's supposed to stay, and a smile I've been rehearsing every day. But some days both of them just give up first, and the rain becomes the outlet for the worst. There's a freedom in the downpour no one sees, when you can fall apart and nobody believes. Crying pretty in the rain, where the whole world looks the same. Crying pretty in the rain, no one knows my name. I wanna cry ugly just once, without care, without fixing my face before I'm seen there. Just fall apart completely in the light, not save the breaking just for rainy nights. Crying pretty in the rain. Maybe one day I'll cry honestly. It's hanging in the back behind the coat, the ivory one with all the tiny notes of hope I stitched into the hem that year, when the future felt so beautifully clear. But the day that dress was made for never came, and everything that followed changed the frame. The dress I never wore still hangs behind the door. The dress I never wore, holding everything before. The woman who bought it believed in a day that quietly and gently slipped away. The dress I never wore, still waiting just in case. I take it out sometimes and hold the lace, and try to find the girl inside its grace. The one who ordered flowers, made the list, believed in all the things that she had missed. She wasn't wrong to hope, she wasn't naive. She just loved someone who had to leave. The dress I never wore still hangs behind the door. The dress I never wore, holding everything before. Maybe someday I'll find a reason new to take it off the hanger, start brand new. maybe one day still. The door closed soft behind you, and I stood right where you left me, longer than I should. Not moving and not breathing all the way, just feeling the new shape of the day. Goodbyes always leave a hollow space that takes a while to learn to inhabit with grace. The quiet after goodbye is the loudest thing I know. The quiet after goodbye is where the feelings go, the ones we held together for the sake of being strong enough to not break. The quiet after goodbye finally lets me fall apart. I made some tea I didn't want to drink, and stood a long time staring at the sink, replaying every syllable we said and all the things that stayed inside my head. Some goodbyes earn the tears they finally bring. Some endings are the start of everything. The quiet after goodbye is the loudest thing I know. The quiet after goodbye is where the feelings go. Let the quiet have its way tonight. Let the grief come through without a fight. Not everyone needs bandaging right now. Some just need the space to breathe somehow. The quiet after goodbye. I'll be okay by morning. I thought by now the missing would have thinned, the way fog lifts when morning starts to wind into the day. But here I am at noon, still missing you, like it was only June. Nobody warned me grief has no straight line, that missing someone doesn't just decline. I forgot how to miss you less, how to wake without the heaviness. I forgot how to miss you less, how to carry on and not confess to the empty side of everything I do, that it all still somehow leads to you. I forgot how to miss you less, or maybe I just don't want to. The calendar has moved a season on. The world insists that I should be long gone from this particular shade of missing you, but the heart forgets to read the schedule through. Missing is just love without a place to land. A bird still flying, searching for your hand. I forgot how to miss you less, how to wake without the heaviness. I forgot how to miss you less. Maybe missing you is how I keep you near, a way of saying you still matter here. And one day it will soften into fond. But today the missing stretches on and on. I forgot how to miss you less. And maybe that's okay. I woke up and the leaves had started turning without my permission or my yearning for the summer to be done and stepped aside. I just wasn't ready for the change in stride. Some endings don't announce themselves in time. They just arrive between one verse and rhyme. Autumn came without warning and took the green away. Autumn came without warning on an ordinary day. I wasn't done with all the warmth we had. I wasn't ready for the quiet, sad. Autumn came without warning, and now I'm standing in the cold. The last text that you sent was casual, as if our story wasn't factual, as if the ending wasn't really there, hidden in your ordinary care. Looking back, the signs were in the leaves, but I was too in love to feel the freeze. Autumn came without warning and took the green away. Autumn came without warning on an ordinary day. I learned to love the autumn on its own, for what it is and not for what it's blown away from me, because the seasons turn, and even in the cold there's things to learn. Autumn came without warning, but spring will too. I painted all the walls the soft, warm gray, and told myself it was a design choice day. But really it was easier to hide in colors that don't show what lives inside. Gray doesn't ask you what you're feeling now. just accepts whatever you allow. Gray is my favorite light, the color that I hide behind. Gray is my favorite light, the fog I've made inside my mind. It looks like calm, it looks like peace, it looks like someone who found release. But gray is my favorite light, and I am anything but fine. I match my outfits to my interior, muted tones that keep the truth ulterior. I've mastered looking like I figured out the life that's full of everything but doubt. But underneath the gray storm is there a rainbow screaming into empty air. Gray is my favorite light, the color that I hide behind. Gray is my favorite light, the fog I've made inside my mind. One day I'll wear the red and the bright blue, I'll let the colors out and let the real show through. But tonight the gray is all I've got to give, a soft and lying color just to live. Gray is my favorite light, but I'm learning to love color. You were so close to everything I needed, almost every word I ever pleaded for in someone was reflected back in you. Almost true, but never quite all the way through. Almost is the cruelest kind of love to know. It gives enough to hold, but not to grow. You almost loved me right, almost made it through the night, almost said the thing that would have changed the course of everything we had arranged. You almost loved me right, and almost was so beautiful, but beautiful and almost isn't quite enough for two. I kept on thinking one more day would do it, that love would find its footing if we just pushed it. But pushing isn't how the real thing grows. Real love just arrives and always knows I deserve the whole thing, not the fraction, not the almost and the half. Love subtraction. You almost loved me right, almost made it through the night, almost said the thing that would have changed the course of everything we had arranged. I don't blame you for the almost that you gave. I think you gave me everything you had to say, but I need someone whose whole is all for me, not someone giving almost willingly. just isn't enough. I did my makeup extra careful today. Put on the face that holds the hurt at bay. But by the time the midnight clock came around, the careful face was washing to the ground. All the mascara in the world can't keep the feelings in that rise when you're asleep. Mascara and midnight tears running down my carefully built years. Mascara and midnight tears, the face I show and what appears when no one's looking and the night is long. When I've run out of strong, mascara and midnight tears are what heartbreak really looks like. The pillow knows the truth that no one sees. The mascara stained and unguarded me. Who loved you past the point of her own good and stayed far longer than she ever should. But falling apart at midnight is okay. It's just the night preparing you for day. Mascara and midnight tears running down my carefully built years. Mascara and midnight tears. Tomorrow my face and start again. Put on a lighter layer and pretend a little less, because the truth is this: the healing starts exactly where you miss. Mascara and midnight tears. By morning I'll be cleaner. The water's running hard enough to blur the line between the tears and what occurs when you finally let yourself feel it all in the only room with privacy to fall. The shower has become my sacred space. For every feeling I can't show my face, I cried in the shower again, where the water hides the proof. I cried in the shower again, underneath my waterproof exterior. I show the world outside tears I don't have to hide. I cried in the shower again, and it helped a little. I let it go completely for a while. The perfect posture and the practiced smile. Just stood and sobbed into the steam and heat, and let the grief be messy and complete. There's something cleansing in the literal pour of water and of tears upon the floor. I cried in the shower again, where the water hides the proof. I cried in the shower again, underneath my waterproof. Don't judge yourself for needing private places to wear your most undone and honest faces. The shower and the car and the long drive are just the rooms that help us stay alive. I cried in the shower again, then stepped out ready. I can't play it on the radio anymore. It's been quarantined since you walked out the door. The one we'd sing together in the car. Now it belongs to the grief of what we are. Music carries people in its melody, and you are living in that one song permanently. You took my favorite song, made it yours, and then you left me here. You took my favorite song, now I can't play it without a tear. It's not the notes, it's not the key, it's the version of us it used to be. You took my favorite song and left me with the silence. I tried to make a new playlist begin, one that had no territory of him. But songs have longer memories than I do, and everything I play circles back to you. Maybe one day I'll hear it without flinching, without the grief reflexively cinching. You took my favorite song, made it yours, and then you left me here. You took my favorite song, now I can't play it without a tear. I'll write myself a new one someday strong, one that doesn't know your name or belong to any version of a love we shared, a song that's only mine, fully declared. You took my favorite song, but I'll find a new one. stay on my side, out of habit still. Even though your side is mine to fill, I just can't bring myself to cross that line. As if your half is still somehow still mine. The body learns the geography of love and grieves the empty spaces from above. The side of the bed you left cold is the hardest part of this untold story of a love that used to be. The side of the bed you left cold reminds me in the dark and bold silence of exactly what I've lost. The side of the bed you left cold, and I can't cross it yet. I reach out in the 3 a.m. sometimes, old muscle memory of better times, and touch the flat and empty of the sheet and feel the absence all the way complete. One day I'll sleep spread eagle in the center. One day the whole bed will belong to her. The side of the bed you left cold is the hardest part of this untold story of a love that used to be. But cold sides don't stay cold forever, and beds become your own through the weather of healing and of time and letting through a slow acceptance of a life brand new. The side of the bed you left cold, getting warmer now. She gives before she's asked, and then some more. She stays well past the knocking at the door of every warning sign and every clue. She loves with everything and sees it through. They call it too much, call it blind, call it weak, but it's the strongest thing she'll ever speak. She loves too deep and too long, past the point where the love has gone wrong. She loves too deep and too long, holding on to a melody in a song that's over and done, but she won't let go of the person she was and that beautiful glow. She loves too deep and too long, and it cost her everything. She's learning now that love without a limit is a gift that needs a vessel fit to hold it. They're pouring all of you into the wrong. It leaves you empty before the ending song. Loving deeply is her greatest strength and flaw. The most magnificent thing about her, she loves too deep and too long, past the point where the love is gone wrong. One day she'll find someone who matches her, who loves as deep and just as long and stirs the same devotion back in equal pour. And she'll know at last what she was made for. She loves too deep and too long, and that's not a flaw, that's a gift. I bought white flowers on the way back home, the kind you bring to mourn and then go on alone. I set them on the table where we'd eat, and held a quiet service for the sweet. Some endings deserve more than a slamming door. Some loves deserve the ceremony of more. Flowers for a funeral of us, a quiet and a dignified discuss with myself about the life we shared, the love we built, and how we both cared. Flowers for a funeral of us, 'cause we were worth the mourning and the fuss of honoring what lived here for a while before we both walked out our separate miles. I spoke your name out loud into the room. I listed everything I loved and let the bloom of grief arrive completely without shame, then thank the love for coming all the same. Grief is just the ceremony love deserves when it has reached its final kind of curse. Flowers for a funeral of us, a quiet and a dignified disguise. After the funeral, the living starts. After the mourning comes the healing hearts. After the flowers fade, the room stays clean, ready for whatever life is going to mean. Flowers for a funeral of us. Rest in peace, my love. It's in the back of my closet still today. I've washed it twice, but kept the scent at bay. On purpose, if I'm honest with myself, just leaving all your warmth upon that Objects hold the people that we loved long after people leave or they've been shoved out of our daily lives and out of reach. The hoodie speaks the things that I can't speak. I kept your hoodie too long, way past the time when you were gone. I kept your hoodie too long, wearing it in the early morning on cold days that reminded me of us, when love was warm and ordinary and a plus. I kept your hoodie too long, but I think today I'll let it go. I took it out and held it to the light, the way you used to wear it felt so right. In memory, the soft worn fabric of something casual that carried all our love. It's just a hoodie, but it isn't just a hoodie. It's the trust in all the dust of someone who was home to me for long, enough to leave their warmth inside the worn. I kept your hoodie too long, way past the time when you were gone. I'm folding it with tenderness today, not throwing out the love, just clearing space for something new that hasn't come yet here. Goodbye, old hoodie, goodbye to that year. I kept your hoodie too long, but it kept me warm. Didn't know it was the last time then that I would say your name and you'd be when I turned around, still there to hear it land, still there to take it gently like a hand. If I had known, I would have said it slower, let the syllables breathe longer, lower. The last time I said your name, the world was still exactly the same. The last time I said your name, I didn't know nothing would remain the way it was before that ordinary day when I said your name and then you went away. The last time I said your name, I should have said it more. I practice it sometimes in empty rooms, the way it sounds, the way the speaking blooms. into the air and finds no one to meet, just my own voice on an empty street. A name without its person is a prayer sent up to someone somewhere in the air. The last time I said your name, the world was still exactly the same. The last time I said your name, I didn't know nothing would remain. Say the names of everyone you love, say them to their faces like enough is never quite enough, and let them hear how beautifully their name sounds to your ear. The last time I said your name, it won't be the last time.